Okay, guys, we're live. It's Thursday night, and we're going to do a little build-up to the Southampton game on Saturday. I've three esteemed legends with me today. I've Keith Hanley, as usual, at Eaton Ryan on Twitter. How are you, Keito?
You all right?
You all good?
Not bad. I'm well short of esteemed legend, to be honest with you. Well short of that.
Well, you're building up. You're building up to be one. Yeah. Just take it as a compliment. Doug from the Dugout Football Channel. You've been on a few times, Doug, of course. How are you, Doug?
I'm doing very well, Dave. Hope everyone is doing well, and looking forward to an actual game on Saturday.
Well, let's hope it goes ahead. And Jackie boy, Jack Mac LFC. Jack.
Thank you very much for having me on, mate. It's great to speak to Keith and Doug and speak to everyone. But can't wait for tonight's show, mate.
Yeah. Well, we get stuck into it. As I say, it's a Southampton build-up, which is Saturday, of course, at Anfield. But we'll have a little quick chat, obviously. I want to get your views on what happened at the weekend. I'm sure everybody was just sitting down, what the hell's going on here? So, Keito, I haven't really talked to you since it. What do you think? Well, I talked to you on the day, but, after I didn't really.
It absolutely ruining my Sunday and our Sunday.
Our Sunday, yeah.
And it just ruined my day. But apart from that, it's bananas. It's bananas in that when you look at how it's just been shoehorned back in. So it was probably a good time for us to play them. And now with the
scheduled
rescheduling of that game, it's like they'll probably go strong against us and potentially go a little bit weaker against Leicester City. So so there's probably a double whammy for us in that they'll go strong against us and not as strong against Leicester City. So the only reason they're probably shoehorning it in there is to try and drag the last few bits and pieces out of maintaining some degree of a top four finish, because everything else is pretty much done for, to be honest with you, in terms of settled, So, and that's all they're trying to do. So it just stinks. It just stinks all around, to be honest with you. That's my tuppence worth.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jack, what do you think? Obviously, the rescheduled game is this day next week.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, mate. It's if it wouldn't have got rearranged, no one cared about Liverpool when they played in the
Club World Cup.
Villa in the Club World Cup, mate.
Yeah,
no one gives two hoots. Well, obviously, Manchester United, Fergie being in the top echelons of the FA or whatnot, he's got his fingers in loads of pies up there. So they're going to please a lot of Man United executives. Money talks, and this is the whole point of yes, United fans and football fans around the country, mate. Obviously, you're entitled to protest, but in the right way. It's only the start. I think I didn't like the way in which, I think we'll discuss tonight, Sky, the way in which he looked down, and it was like on the high mighty tower, really looking down on all the people and thinking that they are in the right. And Gary whipping all the Man United fans up before the game as well. He's a pundit. He's in a privileged position. Yes, he loves Manchester United Football Club, and everyone's entitled to opinions and that. But I think his words, a lot of people hang on those words and they react to his words. So, but yeah, mate, there's so much that we can discuss, mate. But United fans are entitled to protest. It's their right. But when it affects games, but lucky enough, Liverpool, we're not getting top four. But if that was a key fixture and it really disrupted the momentum, but if the shoe was on the other foot, lads, I don't think it would have been taken away in the right way. Because imagine if it was, they would have painted the media, all the media, the paper, the visual media as well, Twitter, Facebook, everything, and Sky, and TalkSport, they would have been, load of scousers ran onto the pitch, and fuming, mate.
They've also put it at 8 o'clock in the evening. So if there's any type of protest whatsoever next week, chances are that match will have to be abandoned.
8:15.
Any threat to either match officials arriving at the ground or the teams arriving at the ground or to people who are working there at the time. And I don't think that's going away. I fully expect there to be some protest next week, and if that gets a little bit hairy whatsoever, they're not going to kick the match off at 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, or so it's going to go again. So if they were worried about that, what they should have done is they should have just put it back at 6 o'clock or something. But they won't do that again because of TV. So they've literally just thrown out any type of rationale in terms of when or how the game is played, all for the benefit of TV. That's all they've done, right? You know. So, and it just goes to show you, going back to that match, it just goes to show you how much even the FA think about their own League Cup, because, trying to get us to play 2 games within 24 hours and then doing shit like this, they just really don't care. It's all about TV. Yeah. It's all. And
as you said, Keith, it'll give plenty of those lunatics plenty of time to have a few drinks. It's 8:15 kickoff. They'll be all pissed turning up at the ground. Yeah. Doug, what do you think?
I mean, I think we've really kind of covered it, but I accept the fact that they protest. They're allowed to protest, but when you bring violence into it, when you are beating up policemen, when you're slashing policeman's face like that policeman's eye was absolutely awful, smashing equipment, going onto the Old Trafford pitch, that's when you cross a line for me. And the one thing is, and Keith's absolutely right, there will be a protest next week, as I do believe that there will be another protest next Thursday. 8:15. I mean, look, I don't know where they get their timings from, but that's the second 8:15 game in a week that we've got, because we're playing Southampton on Saturday at 8:15. So,
what time is the Burnley match the following week? That's a late kick-off as well, isn't it? Is that an evening kick-off on the Wednesday?
I'll find out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's an 8 o'clock kick-off
on the Wednesday.
I have them here on my phone, actually, the fixtures, but they don't give a shit about Liverpool, basically. The Burnley game is at 8:15 kickoff on the Wednesday.
Yeah,
as well.
So that's
the West Brom game is 4:30, and the last game of the season is 4. So you've got 3 8:15 kicks off in 5. 3 8:15 kickoffs.
I mean that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. But United fans are to blame for this whole thing, because they've managed to get themselves was it 4 games in 7 days or something like that. It's absolutely crazy. But no, I was looking forward to this game on Saturday, because Sunday past there. I actually also thought that was their best chance to play them as well. Because obviously, City are about to win the league. It's inevitable anyway. It's going to happen eventually. But yeah, I just the whole thing stank for me, and I thought Graham Souness actually came out with a lot of good things that he actually said. Roy Keane and Micah Richards, for me, Dave Jones was a disgrace. I actually thought all the Sky pundits were an absolute disgrace, apart from Carragher and Graham Souness. Says it all, really.
Yeah. I wasn't even listening to them. Were you, Keith? I wasn't even listening to the fuckers.
I saw some of the carry on a little bit later on, and I saw Keno kind of doing the whole fist thing, and I saw Gary Neville fist bumping, and the same sets of fans who, as soon as they saw Carragher and Souness, were like, "You scouts this and you scouts that." To be honest,
yeah, seen it on Twitter. Yeah,
now, they were probably fearful. To be honest with you, probably felt they had to do that. But if there's any type of solidarity amongst pundits from that perspective, you would have expected them all to literally turn around in unison and say, "Listen, lads, this is bang out of order. You need to get out of here," as opposed to raising your fist and fist bumping them. To be honest with you, which kind of validates what they're trying to do. So listen, everybody has the right to protest, but now I think what we have to look at and say is, listen, it does look like they were hijacked. There's a lot of decent United supporters out there, similar to ourselves, love the club, working class people, so there's a lot of those people out there. There's a lot of kind of scumbag, knackery kind of people who are.
Every club has a Keith. Every club has.
You don't arrive at a protest with a bag of cans. You arrive at a protest with a bag of cans for trouble. You know what I mean? So So I think we kind of need to just make sure that we're not going to turn them all with the same brush. I think they were hijacked by a bad element. But do you know what? The police and Old Trafford should have been ready for that. To be honest with you, should have been ready for it. You know, there also didn't seem to be a massive kind of a scale up in terms of a response there. It took absolutely ages for them to get their shit together and get that place in order.
Yeah. I seen it on Twitter. There was police running from everywhere to get to the main gate. There wasn't enough police on the main gate.
Yeah,
you know, it could have got really messy. It could have got really messy.
Yeah,
really messy.
It looked to be a massive failure on lots of different people in terms of, you know, this particular game, especially what's after happening. It was obvious there was going to be something that was going on. You know, obvious that there was something going on, and they just weren't prepared for it, which is really unusual when you think about, you know, what British police have had to deal with, I suppose, at grounds over the years and how well prepared they are. And like, we've all gone to away matches at the big grounds, whether it's United or anybody else. You know how well you're marshalled. Do you know what I mean? To stop all of that, like, this was an absolute powder keg ready to go off.
Yeah,
absolute powder keg, and they were.
I was surprised.
And I think the fact that they were also ill prepared to deal with it is that they're trying to brush it under the carpet. You know, and yet again, then we're on the receiving end of that.
Yeah. So I think it'll suit Leicester, because don't they play Leicester before they play us, and they're gonna want to play a good team against us even more than Leicester. They want to beat us because it's the rivalry. You know what I mean?
They allowed rest players against us, you know, so they're obviously going to go hard against us.
They'll go hard against us, no doubt about it.
I don't think they've got the squad leading up to a Europa Cup final at this stage of the season to go hard in all games either, to be honest with you. They're going to have to be resting and looking after players. You know, they've got seconds. That's pretty much nailed on. You know, the only opportunity for silver is the Europa League. So they're obviously going to start resting players around the place. You know, and if they're going to say, right, you know, we've got one to get ready for the cup final, let's do it against Liverpool. So,
But I'm just looking here at the fixture. So obviously it's Saturday 8:15 at Anfield, Southampton. Then it's United away at 8:15 on next Thursday.
Yeah.
Then on Sunday at 4:30, it's West Brom away, which won't be an easy game either. West Brom are starting to get a bit of form. Burnley away, 8:15 again on the Wednesday. And then Liverpool last game of the season at Anfield at 4 o'clock, because everybody finishes the same. So what do you think of Sunday on Saturday? Sorry, the Southampton game. They beat us, remember, and that's their only game they won in ages at St. Mary's. Jesus Christ. What do you think, Keith? What do you think?
Who knows? Absolutely don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think we have all the ball again, you know, play all the football.
All the chances.
Probably get one, and then concede within the last 5 minutes. You know, or they score and we can't score for 85 minutes. One or the other. That's, you know, it's hard to see past that at the moment. That just seems to be the way we are. I'd love to be fucking miles off, lads, but that's the only good thing about it, is that we would have had a significant break, to be honest with you, since we last played a game of football. So plenty of time for Klopp to work with lads on the training pitch, maybe have a look at Southampton in a lot more detail and start coming up with some stuff, some bits and pieces to work on. You'd like to think that's the case, but there's no guarantees at the moment. You know, these last 4 games, and I said it a couple of weeks ago, these last couple of games, in my eyes, are probably going to feel like death by 1,000 paper cuts of different types of shite results and shite stuff. You know,
so you're definitely top 4 is gone in your mind, Keith. It's gone. Top 4 is gone. Top 4 is gone in your mind, yeah?
Yeah, unless there's a catastrophic, you know, meltdown by either one of Chelsea or Leicester.
I can't see that.
I can't see it, to be honest with you. I can't see it. I think Leicester City could have a catastrophic meltdown and still just get across the line, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're so far ahead,
Chelsea are going to do it.
Yeah, they looked good last night, Chelsea, by the way. Doug, what do you think? The big game on Saturday.
It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting because, like, since they beat us in January, they've only won 2 games. So
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
That's quite incredible. Well, Southampton are going to be a very tricky team to play against. One of their danger men, I think, is James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, free kicks especially.
For me, he's one of the best free kick takers in the Premier League. So, you know, off a dead ball situation, he'll obviously take it. Obviously, Mina will be ineligible to play against us as well. I believe Danny Ings might be out as well. I think he's out for the season. Out for the season, but they've still got a very good side. they'll be boosted by the return of Vestergaard, who was sent off against Leicester. And if you've seen that red card, it's never a red card because he passes it back to the goalkeeper. I think it's the follow through that catches Vardy. So, that was rescinded. But they've still got a very, very good team. Che Adams is firing in the goals for club and country. Stuart Armstrong's very, very good. So we have to be very, very wary of them. It'll be a very tricky game on Saturday. No two ways about it.
I think the way we are at the moment, Doug, we're going to be wary of bleeding anybody, for God's sake.
Yeah.
The way we're playing and the confidence levels are not there. So, Jackie, what do you think? Saturday, Southampton?
Yeah, it's going to be a big game. I'm hoping that we do go into next season with a spring in our step. I think we just need a bit of consistency now going into the next new season, really, because it couldn't get we're saying it couldn't get any worse than it already has this season, mate. But do you reckon, lads, and everyone at home, do you reckon we'll see Gomez or Van Dijk back? I don't think we will. But
no chance.
They're not even in full training. Sure, it takes 2 or 3 weeks in full training to even have a chance.
I did see the slalom pulled out, which is always good for knee injury lads, so they're obviously starting to do a little bit of work in terms of moving left and right.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
But if you look at when Jota from a lesser injury started to do his slalom work, I think he was still 2.5, 3 weeks before he was even eligible. So there is no point whatsoever.
No, I can't see it. No, and plus, I think Klopp won't want to. Sorry, Keith, I'm just saying I don't think Klopp will want to fucking have Van Dijk back either because he wants to stay away from that champion National League, Europa League, or European, whatever you call it, Nations League. He doesn't want them the Euros. Doesn't want them near fucking Holland or any excuse.
You'd love to think the lads are of the mindset now that next season starts now. And they say, right, let's get a couple of wins at least under our belt, and we're going into next season, close to where we were, to be honest with you. But it's just difficult to see it. It does feel like it needs some of the older personnel to come back, maybe an injection in the transfer market. It does feel like it needs that now. It looks like all the coaching in the world is not going to change that dynamic at the moment. It feels like it needs something. It needs
fresh blood.
It needs leadership back on the pitch. It needs Henderson back on the pitch, Van Dijk back on the pitch. A settled centre half partnership, and maybe 1 or 2 new faces in there, and then it's let's go again, lad. That's what it feels like. But listen, Klopp's a fantastic manager. If you can get maybe 2 or 3 wins out of the 5 left, a draw, get a good result at Old Trafford, then tails are up going into the new season, and there's something for us to look forward to. With optimism.
That's what I'm saying. Try finish the lads. Only 5 games to go. Yeah. Let's try win the 5. If we don't win the 5, finish as strong as we can. Wipe this bleeding season off. Hopefully, FSG put their hand in their back pocket this summer.
They need to, Dave. You just look at that City squad over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, jeez. The Chelsea squad.
Yeah. And if one of them, they are winning the Champions League, one of them, both of them probably will reinforce. We have to reinforce our fringe players. When our starting 11 is fully fit, it's probably one of the best in Europe. But when we have 1 or 2 injuries, we absolutely plummet in terms of quality of player. We're not even. We've seen how Van Dijk and Gomez and our defence has been out injured, but we've not been scoring a lot of goals this season. Enough goals. If you take Salah's goals out in the league, where would you be? Where would you be? We'd be absolutely
relegated. Relegated.
It's scary. Obviously, Jota, he was out injured. He was getting the goals at the beginning of the season, mate. But we as a club need to invest in the right players. It's going to be so important for Jürgen. And obviously, off the back.
If you look at the spread of goals, City have across there, let's just say their front 6. They're all chipping in. They're all near enough in double figures. We've got talent.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
that's all we've got pretty much. There's nobody else chipping in there or helping whatsoever. So it's a huge thing for us. Huge.
It's going to be a big gap to fill. It's going to be hard to fill it, lads. I'm telling you. Even with the squad and players coming back, we definitely need a fucking strike. Someone can put the ball. I don't care if it's tap-in merchant, whatever you want to call them. Someone can put the ball in the net, and they're the hardest players to buy. They're the hardest players to find. And City be looking for a striker as well. Remember, because Aguero's going. Chelsea could do it, probably a number 9. I know Werner might be still not doing it. If they had a striker,
more time. I think they'll give him a bit more time. I can't see them strengthening too much up front, to be honest with you. But United are probably going to be in the market for a centre forward.
You know what I mean? So I think our man Paston Daka is nailed on because the price, that type of thing. The potential. He's a real FSG signing. He's decent enough, but it's a lot of its potential because he's in the Austrian league. He's not even in the German Bundesliga. It's a big jump to the Premier League though. So we'll hold fire on that. But before we talk about transfers, what do you think about Sunday, Keith? You can only pick, I suppose, who's fit. But I presume Phillips was back for the United game, wasn't he? Phillips was back, so he should be okay. What would you go? You'd go Phillips, come back.
I think you might go the same side. You'd probably go the same
side against United.
Yeah. I think it'll be the same side. I think Phillips and Kabak at the back. I think Gini will be rested. I think it'll be Fabinho, Thiago, Fabinho, Thiago, Milner, and then probably Salamani, Firmino. Because I know it'd be good to play the 4-2-3-1, but we actually need someone coming off the bench. And unfortunately, if you look at Origi, I don't think we'll see him again.
No.
In all honesty, I think he's out of favour.
Who is he? I haven't seen him since about 2 years. For fuck's sake.
Is there a market for him? That's it. Now maybe there is, but
the market players
the couple of players we're looking at, it's hard to find a market for them.
If
dried up.
Get promoted, Keith, we can sell him for 50 mil to them.
What's that?
We can sell him to Bournemouth if they come up for 50 mil.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Yeah, like Solanke, I suppose. But as you say, I think Origi's chance to go was in 2019 when we won the bleeding Champions League and he scored a second goal and everyone was talking about him, but he knew he was never going to start for Liverpool. We should have sold him that summer.
I think we should get Suarez back just because Norwich.
Would you take him back?
Just because Norwich are coming up.
Yeah. Guaranteed 6 points anyway. 6 points guaranteed.
Yeah.
Give him a raw steak before every game, so he doesn't bite.
Maybe a bit more of a not necessarily a Cavani, but somebody like that. Maybe somebody's been around the block as a fourth option there, as another option to bring in somebody who, who's at the end of his contract, who has scored goals at all stages of his career. Somebody who can come on for the last 20 minutes and maybe just, has a little bit of, knows where to put himself in the right position.
Bit of guile.
Like
who's out there, Keith? You might know more, Doug. Who's out there? Well, Aguero, the wages, but I would like him, but I don't know.
He's a Liverpool fan, though, isn't he? Apparently, if you want to believe it.
Aguero! You'll never see him at Liverpool again. I can't see it
out there, though. There has to be a couple out there. Just as another option, just to bring on.
Memphis Depay's been mentioned, which baffles me.
He's more of a winger, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Memphis Depay. The Dutch guy.
Yeah.
He fits the model, doesn't he, though?
Who ate all the pies? Suarez. Who bit all the pies? But I don't know. I don't know what FSG are going to do. And even the Kanate deal, by the way, guys, isn't over the line yet. I know it looks like it's a done deal, but it's not a done deal. Obviously, it'll hopefully in June, but it's not even a done deal yet, believe it or not. But I think we need something in midfield as well. We need someone that can go buy a fucking player. It's goals. You can make goals. Someone can make goals.
As Keith and Doug and you do, everyone's been mentioning. It's all right, I was saying it, but it's going to have to be a Michael Edwards masterclass yet again. How many masterclasses has this man got to pull off him in Klopp?
Do we buy into that? Do we buy into that kind of, I've heard some people talk about, like there seems to have been a lot of money set aside in the company account for a big splash of cash.
The 200 million thing.
What?
The 200 million thing I read today on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, I think they have to do something, Keith, considering what happened with the Super League and the egg on their face. And if they didn't get a decent summer transfer window this summer, you'll have FSG outers all over the shop in September.
Is there a marquee signing out there for us in the transfer?
I think they're all tied up. I think Mbappe's already probably gone to Madrid. Haaland has probably gone to Chelsea.
Sancho's
the only possibility, I think, to Liverpool out of all the other ones. Do you?
Well, Dortmund are interested in, I believe, Matip, Ox, and the
Origi.
youngster Maziel,
Or the Polish guy?
Polish guy. Yeah,
He's going to be brilliant. I wouldn't sell him.
No, I wouldn't sell him. Might let him
sell
go
him.
on loan. Might let him go on loan for the season. I think there's going to be a lot of this kind of stuff going on in terms of, you know, swap players, loan players, taking the wages on, you know, just to move players around the place. I think you're going to see some bananas deals come out in the close season. You know,
Maybe.
kind of really unusual deals. And if we're in the mix for unusual deals, we've got the best man to be able to do it, to be honest with you, with Edwards.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what way. You could probably do a podcast on transfers anyway, but it's obviously be 5
Get
games.
us back
But
on track,
just,
Dave. Get us back on track.
right, let's go. We're back.
We're getting carried away here.
Anfield, Saturday, 8:15. Let's go. I'm just haven't felt the same ever since the Super League. To be honest, it bleeding knocked the stuffing out of me a few weeks ago. I don't know about you guys, but I just haven't felt the same about a Liverpool game or any game. It just sort of went backwards on me, and I'm only waking it up now. And hopefully that United game the weekend was meant to be the first sort of big game we played in a while. Now I can't believe it called off. This season has just been a fucking shit show. It has been an absolute shit show. I just want it over. What?
A shit sandwich.
Yeah, shit sandwich. It's been an absolute shit show. And look, I'd like to win the last 5. Of course, I'd like to beat United. Of course, we want to beat United, but I'd like us to beat Southampton on Saturday. And how are we going to do that? Who are we going to play? I don't know. I'm not even that confident, to be fair. And it's Southampton at Anfield. I mean, that's sad. I'm not super confident we'll beat them. I'm going to say 1-0, but I'm not even confident, to be honest.
I just want to see Curtis Jones play, mate. I know a couple of us when we've been speaking off camera.
Yeah, but what happened with him? Did he get an injury?
I think he got injured, I think. But I don't understand the thinking and the logic. I know we all love Ginny, but more or less, he hasn't come out officially, but looks like he's moving. Just give Curtis the minutes. Like, I know Ginny's the captain, but if he's not going to be there any longer, I know he's being respectful, he's being his best bit, but you've got to invest in the future. Give Curtis, even if it's 90 minutes, a 1 game a week or whatnot, just give the lad time, or give Ox. I know we just spoke about Ox potentially moving out. If he's staying, give him some more game time, because Ox has kept on coming in, out. Like, he's not going to do anything in 5-10 minutes, is he? So
I'd throw Case into that mix as well, because he's really spoken. He's talked up Case during the week in terms of, no, he's here for the long term, and he's training very well. So if that's the case, he should be putting him back in again. You know, he should be back in again.
Who, Naby?
Yeah.
Naby
playing in his natural position and start having a look at a couple of things. Like, we're looking for goals, and we're looking for people to set up goals. You know, that's what he does in the right position. That's what he was brought in to do, to be honest with you. So there's some mad kind of things out there.
It really is great. It's great.
Still hanging on to that possibility of fourth place, as in it's not done and dusted. And I think until it's done and dusted, he'll probably still continue to put out what he thinks is his best side. You know,
as you said, he'll probably, if it's mathematically impossible, he'll probably start mixing it up, looking forward to next season, I'd say. Yeah. You know, maybe not with the United game, though. I don't think he'd play a weekend side against United on Thursday, no matter what's at stake. But I mean, just this season, lads, I mean, such a drop-off. And we've been doing podcasts, fucking talking about Liverpool. My voice is going. I've been talking 2.5 years about Liverpool, but Jesus Christ, this season has been an absolute. There's no words. With COVID as well, of course, coronavirus as well. Throw that in. I mean, we just gotta try finish the season on a bit of a high.
Nobody gave us the credit really last year when we did what we did with all this kind of going on towards the tail end of the season. It was almost just kind of petered out. We didn't get a chance to celebrate or do anything really. It's pretty much the same thing for me this year. It's a once-off season. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, it's very difficult for us to kind of do. It is a free pass, lads. When you look at everything they've done, we know what we're all about. We know what we need. You know, we've got a strong 11. We've got a strong 12 or 13, to be honest with you. And when that gets impacted, you know, we're going to suffer. And that's clear, right? You can't necessarily blame the entire team or the management for that, right? That's a lack of investment in the overall squad. And home and away, you know, we get a huge lift off the fans. And if the fans aren't there, you know, we're a shadow, to be honest with you. And we were probably, you know, we were probably stealing some results when we think back up until the end of
last minutes, last minutes,
we were pulling a lot of games and we were nicking them left, right, centre, right. So when you take all those things out, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to impact this year on us investing. But whatever we buy in this close season will probably need to do us for another 2 to 3 years, because we're not going to have the money next season from the Champions League, and that'll have an impact a couple of years down the line, I suppose, in relation to that.
That's the problem.
We're absolutely looking like a year off. Hopefully, we just get a chance then to say, right, let's concentrate on the league. Let's concentrate on some domestic cups next year and see where that brings us.
FA
Cup's
got to be big next
season. A couple of players in the Europa League. Blood some of the kids in the Europa League.
I would, because I absolutely hate that Europa League. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to see any Liverpool on team in that team bleeding league.
So I think it's just, as I said, I just think the next couple of games are going to be death by 1,000 paper cuts. I hope I'm fucking wrong, lads. When we string 4 or 5 results together, it'd be fantastic, and all give us a bit of a lift going into next season and the close season. But if it's not, I think we all just need to be prepared to say, do you know what? Anna's horrible. Let's write it off and let's look forward to the next season.
Yeah, no, it is true. But as you just said there, I mean, I'm just hoping. We were lucky in the last 3 seasons up until this season with injuries. We really were.
Yeah.
We never really lost key players at key times, and everyone was fit and raring to go. We were more or less picking the same team nearly every bloody week. You know what I mean? And that's what breeds confidence. Yeah, but that's what it does. When you start mixing and chopping and changing and losing games, you lose confidence, you lose the rhythm. And that's it happened to us amazingly.
You can't do that inevitably when you're competing against, oligarchs and oil states. You can't do it. A team that can make 6 and 7 changes from one competition to another competition within the space of 3 or 4 days and not look like there's been any drop off in terms of their quality. We're not there. We're never going to be there, to be honest with you. So we do need some investment in the squad into next season. But it's still going to be really difficult. Like what if Chelsea have spent $250 million last year, right? And they're only getting their shit together now, right? But they look like they've got the shit together, right? And they're going to be a force next year. So we need to start spending money, lads. We need to start spending money.
If we don't, Keith, we could fall behind again, even worse. I'm telling you, if we don't spend in the right positions, the 3 key positions, a centre half, midfield, and a striker forward, I think we're in trouble next season, even with our players back. I'm telling you, I really do. But that starting 11 to go again another season and still have those little bits of injuries. Like Gomez,
there's no guarantee the lads coming back don't pick up a niggle either when they start playing.
No guarantee that Van Dijk will ever be as good as he was when he comes fucking back either.
Even if he was half as good as he was, he's still going to be better than most of the players in that league, to be honest with you. I wouldn't worry about that. You might see a bit of a drop off performance at the really top end. But I still think he's going to be really good. But there's nothing to stop him picking up niggles. A niggle here, a niggle there, out 2 weeks, out 3 weeks. Same thing with Gomez. He's going to be injured anyway. I think that's just the nature of how he's put together, to be honest with you. So, we're still going to see that. So we do need to strengthen. But I think we're okay. I think we're solid enough if we can score goals. We just need to be able to score more goals. Scoring goals.
Yeah. Well, he's right in a way because we don't concede a load of goals. You know what I mean? We're losing 1-0 and 1-1 draws. I mean, a goal here or there is winning. You win the games. We do.
City concede goals every. Yeah. City concede a lot of goals. They concede as many goals.
They can score.
They
can score at least 2 goals per game.
So we don't look bad in terms. We don't look bad in that regard in terms of in terms of the type of football we play. And I think our goal difference in terms of goals conceded will improve next year when we've got some of the players back. Absolutely, but if we can't score goals, lads, we're always going to be susceptible. Do you know what? If we're not scoring goals and taking our chance, what that does to the rest of the team in terms of, oh shit, we're going to concede one here. Oh shit, we're going to concede one here. Whereas 2 seasons ago when we were going for the league, it was like, even at 1-1 or 0-0, we're going to score. We're going to score. We're going to score. We're now at the stage where we're going to concede. We're going to concede. We're going to concede.
So it's all psychological, isn't it, mate?
It is, yeah.
We've got to get back into that rhythm of play that we had. I know it's difficult when no fans there, but I think the players know themselves. I just wish they had a couple of weeks break, but they paid thousands of pounds, but still the human beings at the end of the day, they're going to be knackered. I'm worried. I know Doug, he's the captain of Scotland, mate, but there's going to be a point in time where Andy Robbo, I know him and James Milner are probably the most physical fit in the squad. But he's going to hit a brick wall 1 week or a couple of months where he's just not going to be able to run anymore. And there will be a big gaping hole down that left-hand flank. Especially we need Tsimikas. We haven't seen a lot of him since he's come through into Olympiacos. Doug, what do you reckon will happen
We've
with
got
Robbo?
AFCON next year as well, lads, in January.
Who?
Yeah.
AFCON, African Cup of Nations, next January.
We've got the Olympics with Salah in the summer, don't we?
Yeah.
I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah,
I'm amazed that Olympics is even going ahead because the cases are rising in
It might
Japan.
go ahead, but it's expected to go ahead, but it might be put off. What?
Pfizer, I think Pfizer have done some sort of deal with the International Olympic Commission, I suppose, in terms of getting all athletes vaccinations before they go over. I heard something there today, so
What a shit show! What a shit show! But Doug, what do you think of the whole scenario? What do you think? Madness. You could do a 3-hour chat on it, I know, but like.
Yeah, I mean, we could be all here all day and talk about the absolute problems that have happened this season. It's just been the disastrous season. I think you're due one bad season. Hopefully next season will be a lot better. But if I'm Klopp, if I'm the players, I would not want to fall into that Europa League. I'll tell you that now.
It's a nightmare.
It is. And that Thursday, Sunday football is not pretty either.
No. Well, it looks like we're going into it.
Looks like it.
Yeah. But as you said, I think that will even drag us back more. That's my problem. That will even drag us back.
Thursday night football, you'd be better off playing in the conference and literally just play kids. Literally just play your second string in the conference.
Play fucking all the kids. I wouldn't care unless they get fined.
Conference play Thursday morning, is it? Or Wednesday midnight or something like that.
Yeah, what is this conference thing anyway?
I haven't even looked into it. Like,
I haven't heard of it. I haven't even had a look.
I mean, that is embarrassing. That is.
Which as if you can tell all the boys are just fucking concede this weekend. I can't be asked for that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, lads! From European champions in 2019. Premier League champions last year to a fucking Euro Conference fucking league. Oh, come. You wouldn't have put the money on it last year. There's no chance. That Scottish guy sounds like Alan Hansen.
If I'm being honest, do we really deserve top 4 this season? Like I honestly don't. I think West Ham deserve top 4. Says it all really. They've had a cracking season.
Yeah, I think from an outside point of view, if Liverpool don't deserve it, it'd be amazing to see. I'd love Liverpool to be in top 4, but it'd be weird and amazing at the same thing to see West Ham come up against Sevilla and they'd be like, "What the fuck's this?" Like parking the bus, 2 banks of 5 before Athletic. It was bad. Try David Moyes' West Ham.
I think the top 4 lads will be obviously United City, Chelsea, and Leicester. That's it. I think it's a done deal. I'm sorry, lads. I think it's a fucking done deal. I really do.
Is it Chelsea?
Unfortunately,
a couple of fixtures. They're playing the big boys, aren't they? But
they're playing City the weekend. Yeah. Jesus, and City only need a win to win the league, don't they?
Yeah. It's probably going to happen anyway. But
they're going to win the league. Yeah. Look, lads, this is like being a somber podcast. I might call this the Dead Men Walking podcast because that was fucking shit. There was no good news in it. It was all like, oh, jeez. We get a prediction on what we think the fucking scoreline will be on Saturday. I hope it's not all draws or a loss at home at Anfield. But I think we'll call it a day now in a few minutes unless you want to get into any other news. Jack, I know you to be on Twitter a lot. And Doug, do you see anything or Keto?
Just the kits.
The new kit. Did you see that with the pink? Yeah, you did a video, Doug, didn't you?
Yeah, it's awful. It is absolutely awful.
Is that the kit? Or is it just one of the leaks?
That is a kit. That is a kit. Footy headlines are confirmed that is the kit for next season.
That deserves to play in the Europa fucking Conference League.
And they're going to be charging 150 quid for every top and that. So, like, it's the one thing, everyone, for people that don't live in the city centre, there's massive sales on all LFC gear. My mum went down to town before, and there's like literally 50-70% off all Liverpool gear online and obviously in the stores and that. So the FSG are packing bags, or they're just trying to like drop the prices on everything, trying to get some more extra money.
So I think somebody in one of the WhatsApp groups I was in and says that the kit looks like a, you know, when you've like a Valentine's card you've forgotten to get your missing. That's what it looks like, you know. So a last minute Valentine's card, you know, that you picked up Valentine's morning.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like an AS Roma kit.
Actually, the Roma kit's nice.
Yeah.
It's even nicer. The Roma kit's nice. That's fucking horrible. It's like a cheap version of a Roma kit. That's what it's like.
Awful. Like I don't get where the orange comes from in the sleeves. I don't get that.
Is it pink? Is it pink or orange? I thought it was pink.
It's orange.
Look, hold on. Where does fucking orange come from?
Oh yeah, I think that's actually the colour.
Here you go.
Yeah, I think that's.
You know what I mean? This is the Liverpool fucking training top, and there's orange in it.
It's like Mike turned around to FSG and said, right, you can have this kit, you know, and it's amazing, you know, it's really good material, but you know your rebates are not going to be, you know, as good as this kit, right? Whereby your rebates are twice as good. Oh, fuck it, we'll have that one. Fuck them, you know. That's what it looks like. It looks like
the cheaper option?
It's the bargain basement based on rebates.
I don't know who designs these fucking kits. I mean, they're terrible. They're really.
People get paid millions of pounds for these designs.
But I see some great new kits are shite, says Stephen Richard. That's nice and simple.
Sugarcoat it, Stephen, whatever you do, call it the way it is.
Stephen Richards on the top of his game. We must boycott buying kits. Fucking hell. For bad kits.
I think I'd happily all do that, but people will always buy the kits, won't they? So
Stephen's got that right. Look, it could be worse. We could be Everton fans, lads. Yeah, that would be fucking shite.
They thought they won the league one weekend, didn't they? So.
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you what, lads. I'll go around predictions for the game, obviously, on Saturday. I'm going to go 1-0. I just don't care how we do it. We just need the points. I need a win. I need something to be happy about. Keith?
I think we're going to win. I think we'll need to score 2. So I'll go with that. I'll go with 2-1.
Okay, 2-1. Dougie?
2-1. I think Ward-Prowse will score an absolute banger of a free kick, and then Jota and Salah scored 2.
Okay, lovely. Jackie boy?
I'm not going to be Mr. Positive because every time I do that, so I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool, and then hopefully we bang in 5 goals. So there we go.
But no. Listen, it's been a pleasure. It's been hasn't been great now. To be fair, I'm not slagging you, but it's just.
That's all right. I'll tell me more boys anyway. Sorry, Keith.
And even Jack's mum was in the background waving.
She wrapped my whole green screen. That's what
she wrapped the screen.
Yeah, she knocked it over when it was
Oh, sorry, that's what happened.
It's all right. I'll tell off, Keith. Apologies, mate.
That's why you're in. That's why you're in bed.
I've been putting the naughty stuff up.
You've been putting the bed, man. You better go to bed.
Yeah.
Listen, that's been brilliant. I think we leave it there because there's fuck all else to talk about. To be fair, but and let's hope you get the 3 points on Saturday, boys. Thanks for coming on.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye bye. Thanks for the chat as well. See you.